2023 was rather a weaker year for new rides and roller coasters at the parks. So that means that the new line of capital that the parks will start announcing soon for the 2024 season will hopefully bring more thrills, rides, and of course, roller coasters. Welcome to Theme Park Predictions and my final 2024 predictions for parks all across North America. Starting off with the Hershey parks. Dollywood. I predict that 2024 will be a very big year for the Dollywood parks. With the new resort opening in October of 2023, I think we'll see a new flat ride added to the park. Something like a Zamperla Endeavor would be a great fit and become the first flat ride at Dollywood that would take riders upside down. Over at Splash Country, I predict we'll see a new Pro Slide Saucer water coaster added to the park, which would bring another high-capacity attraction that would further expand the park's attraction lineup. And in case you are not familiar with Splash Country, this park is definitely due for a new attraction. Silver Dollar City. The park has already confirmed that they will be opening an all-new Fire in the Hole indoor attraction sometime in 2024. And as for Wild Adventures, I really feel like the park will be getting something in 2024. Maybe a new trash can, maybe a new bench. But with a very slight chance, I predict we could be seeing a new flat ride of some kind added to this park. Anything at this point would be very beneficial for Wild Adventures. And as for Kentucky Kingdom, I really do feel as if 2024 could be the year for the new coaster that's most likely going to be opening up in the old T3 plot of land. Now, while I could be a year off on this edition, I'm really excited for the future of Kentucky Kingdom, and I definitely feel as if the new coaster's in the works. Now, before I dive into my predictions for the Cedar Fair parks, don't miss out on wearing a Baby I'm Ready to Go shirt at a park this year. And for the beast lovers out there, you're going to love my Beast of a Ride shirt. But one of my favorites is, I like roller coasters and maybe 3 people shirt. The best part is you can find all these and more in my online coaster gear store, and I placed a link for that in the description of this video. Now let's talk about Dorney Park. And all signs are pointing to a very impressive looking B&M mini dive coaster coming in 2024. And I cannot be more excited for this amazing park. This new coaster will do great things for Dorney. And as for my home park, Carowinds, something's going to be happening with the Rip-Roaring Rapids plot of land, and I predict that it will not be a retheme of the Rapids ride. I could see a completely new Rapids ride using part of the former attraction. I could also see a new water coaster or log flume of some kind open in this location. Either way, it's going on 5 years that the dry park does not offer a water ride, and trust me, it gets crazy stupid hot down here in Charlotte. King's Dominion. I think we will see the park retheme the backlot stunt coaster and incorporate it into the new area. And I also think we'll be seeing a new flat ride added in this area as well. Hopefully, if Tundra Twister is reliable at Canada's Wonderland, then we could see it come to KD in 2024, because that ride just looks insane. Michigan's Adventure. I think we'll see land clearing for a brand new 6-foot long bench. But in all seriousness, I do think we will see a new ride added over the next 2 years, and that would be a Zamperla Nubiles. Heading up north for Canada's Wonderland, and I predict that Canada's largest theme park will open a new water park attraction at Splashworks for the 2024 season. I could also see the water park get a complete retheme. I would love to see them add a high-capacity Manta attraction from Whitewater West, because it's obvious that this water park gets very busy in the summer and could benefit from another high-capacity attraction. Valley Fair. I feel like there's a chance that we could see 3 new roller coasters opening at the Cedar Fair parks in 2024. And if that is true, then Valley Fair has a real chance here. So I could see the world's first Zamperla Double Heart coaster coming to Minnesota. There is some intriguing land clearing going on in the back of the park, so that is something to keep our eyes on, and a ride like this would be very unique for Minnesota and Valley Fair. Worlds of Fun. With the success that Zambezi Zinger will bring to the park this summer, I predict that Cedar Fair will be adding a new Zamperla air race to this empty ride plot of land for the 2024 season. Knott's Berry Farm. While I've always said those Giga blueprints were real due to how authentic they looked, it appears that a coaster of that magnitude is still a ways away. But there is still a possibility. I suspect that we could see the park go with Zamperla and add an Endeavor to the park. I really like this fit, and in my opinion it makes a ton of sense. Kings Island. Something's gotta happen to the Vortex plot of land. I mean, right? But sadly, it's not gonna happen in 2024. With that being said, all attention is on the former Pipeline Paradise Attractions plot of land, because this leaves a very massive plot of land open for the next attraction for Soak City. So I predict that we could finally see the park add a new water coaster. Both Whitewater West and Pro Slide offer great water coasters that are reliable, and this would instantly become the best water park attraction that Kings Island has ever had. Cedar Point. It is no secret that Dragster is going to be opening with an extended layout that includes a massive spike. And when all said and done, this new roller coaster is going to be opening as the 18th coaster for Cedar Point, and I honestly cannot wait to ride it. Now it's time to head to Santa Claus, Indiana to talk about Holiday World, because I feel like they're up to something big for the park in 2024. Because recently the park has been pretty active in clearing this plot of land which used to be home to the old Pilgrim's Plunge attraction. And I think there's a good chance that 2024 could be the year that Holiday World opens their next major coaster. And as for what type, you do not want to miss this video because I go over all of my predictions and thoughts. Hershey Park. This park is on a roll as of late, and I do not see them stopping in 2024. So I expect them to add a new Star Flyer to the park, making this the only attraction like it in Pennsylvania. Heading to Western Pennsylvania for Kennywood, and all I have to predict is the Cincinnati Bengals will be beating you guys twice this upcoming season, and when I visit Kennywood again, I'll be wearing my Joe Burrow jersey. But in all seriousness, I really do love their move for 2023. Spinvasion looks like a ton of fun. So in 2024, I think we could see yet another new ride open at the park. And I would love to see a new Flying Eagle style ride make its way to Kennywood one day, and hopefully that's in 2024. Iowa's Adventureland. A year after adding a new roller coaster and log flume, I think if they get something, we're looking at a small flat ride or water park attraction. Lake Compounds. It's been a while since we've seen the park add a new ride, and with the Wildcat reopening in 2024, I predict that Lake Compounds will be riding that wave for the next season. The Six Flags parks have to announce some new record-breaking coasters in 2024, right? Six Flags St. Louis. I really wish I could say RMC Boss, but sadly it's not going to be in 2024. And with the park just adding a much needed family coaster in 2023, I think if there's any capital, it's going to be sent over to Hurricane Harbor, which is a very good thing. I predict we could see a new Pro Slide dueling pipeline slide added where the former Bonsai pipeline was located. Six Flags Discovery Kingdom. If this park gets anything in 2024, I think something like a Zamperla Nubilez will be a great fit and make a ton of sense for this park. There's a reason why these rides are popping up at parks all over the world, and I love it. Six Flags Over Texas. I think 2024 will bring the park a new thrill ride, and while I would love to see it replace the old Harley Quinn attraction, I have a crazy thought. Could we see Six Flags Over Texas become the first park in the entire world to add the new S&S Spin Shot vehicles to their 325-foot tall Superman Tower of Power? If Six Flags did this, then they could easily market it as a new attraction, and this will become a very cost-saving way to add a new thrilling ride, and I really love this move for the park. Six Flags Fiesta Texas. The dry park is stacked with great coasters and thrill rides, everything a quality Six Flags park needs. So I predict that 2024 will be a very big year for Hurricane Harbor. With that being said, I think we'll see a new Pro Slide mat racer open at the park. Now I know the water park used to offer one in the past, but it was a first generation one and it was really old because it was relocated from Astor World. So this would be a very welcomed high capacity attraction for the busy Hurricane Harbor. But knowing how Jeff Seifert operates the park, watch him add another major coaster or thrill ride instead. Six Flags over Georgia. Just like Discovery Kingdom, over Georgia can benefit from a new family ride. So I think we could see a new Zamperla New Belize added to the park. Not only are these rides just fun to watch, they offer a very enjoyable ride experience and are very popular with park guests. Six Flags Darien Lake. A new ride is destined for this park, right? I mean, it has to be soon, because I really feel bad for this underrated park. But I do think there's a very slight chance that we could see a new attraction open in 2024, and if we do, then I predict that it's going to be a re-theme of an existing one, unfortunately, much like we saw at Six Flags New England for this year. La Ronde. Moving on. Frontier City. What I would love to see is a tower ride of some kind. I really think it just makes almost too much sense for this park. Either a new drop ride or a star flyer would really booster this park's lineup and change the skyline forever for this wonderful, charming park that is located just outside of Oklahoma City. The Great Escape. Now, if they get any new capital for the 2024 season, and I don't think they're going to, but if they do, I think we'll be looking at a new addition for Hurricane Harbor. What I would love to see added would be a new kid area like we just saw Fiesta add in 2023 to their Hurricane Harbor. Six Flags America. The park appears to be expanding their current Looney Tunes movie town for the 2024 season, and they're doing this by relocating some of the rides from the now closed kiddie area, as you can see here. So in my opinion, this is a positive move for the park. Six Flags Mexico. I have a good feeling that this beautiful park will be adding a new thrill ride of some kind in 2024. Maybe a Zamperla Griffin. These rides look like a ton of fun and would bring a very unique ride to the Mexico property. Six Flags Great America. If we see any new coasters opening at a Six Flags park in 2024, I think Great America is at the top of the list for a new one. But I really feel like they'll be focusing more on adding a new much needed thrill ride for the 2024 season. And I hope it's finally the Star Flyer, even if it's only 200 feet tall or so. Six Flags Magic Mountain. While I would love to see a new coaster being added for 2024, it's not going to happen. So I predict we'll see a new ride added to the park. Something like the world's largest air race would make a lot of sense for this wonderful park. Six Flags Great Adventure. If only the Giga panned out, because it really was a real thing. But sadly, it's not happening in 2024, the park's 50th anniversary. So I predict that we're going to see a new thrill ride of some kind added to the park. Something like a Zamperla Endeavor would be a huge hit for Great Adventure. Six Flags New England. 2017 was the last time we saw a new coaster open at the park. So to say SFNE is past due for a coaster is definitely an understatement. But with the current direction that the CEO is going, a major new coaster is probably not going to be happening in 2024. So I think we'll see a new attraction replace the park's former Bonsai Pipeline body slides. And I think we could see a new Pro Slide Saucer style attraction open in this area. Sadly, with the direction the new CEO has taken the company, I do not see Six Flags investing in any major new roller coaster for 2024. With that being said, I do, however, see a much larger investment year in 2025 for the Six Flags parks. Now let's talk about the SeaWorld parks, because SeaWorld Orlando is definitely opening up a new roller coaster for 2024. But the big question is, what kind of coaster? And given what we know now and the blueprints that we've seen, we know it's going to be a ride that offers 2 across seating. So I still think this will be a family launch coaster of some kind, as mentioned in past videos. SeaWorld San Antonio. There is a very good chance that we could see the park open their next roller coaster in 2024, but with their impressive looking Intamin Loch Flume opening in 2023, I'm just not sold on that idea. So I predict we could see a new flat ride added to the Texas park. Maybe something like a Gerstlauer Skyfly, which would become the first of its kind in Texas. SeaWorld San Diego. And after adding the new Intamin family coaster this year, I think we could see a new S&S Screamin' Swing added to the park. The beautiful SeaWorld San Diego could definitely benefit from more flat rides. Busch Gardens Williamsburg. The 200-foot tall plus coaster was supposed to be coming in 2024, but sadly it was delayed until 2025. So expect to see a new Starflyer attraction open on the old Mock Tower plot of land. Busch Gardens, Tampa. Definitely a new roller coaster, and there's 2 locations to keep an eye out for. This is the first one, and this is the second one. But the big question is, how large will this coaster be? Could this be a family coaster or something much larger? Because honestly, I predict there's at least a 50% chance that this could be for the Giga. Only because there are only 2 locations in the park that could fit that size of a coaster, and this is one of them. If it's not a Giga, then I predict we could be looking at a new Intamin multi-launch coaster like Pantheon. If you enjoyed this video, then all I ask that you do is give it a like. That is the best way you can support the channel, and I really do appreciate each one. Now, if I did not mention a park, that means sadly, I'm not expecting a new ride to come to that park in 2024. With that being said, those are my final 2024 predictions for every major park here in North America. Now that you know my predictions, what are some of yours? Be sure to let me know in the comments, and as always, thank you so much for watching. Remember to smile today, think positive, and keep riding coasters.